I'm not sure how well this stream is going to work because I'm having to use a VPN to make it. So it's possible that there are some issues, or maybe I don't see your messages or something. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what the problem will be? But I wanted to give it a try because, you know, uh, it seemed to be connecting. So here we are. And it's about, actually, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Normally I wouldn't be up so late, but I just got back from watching the Justice League movie with a couple of friends of mine, and we stayed up. Actually, the movie didn't finish too late, but we stayed up a little late to uh, to discuss that and some other things that were going on. And whenever I got home, I just felt like making a video. And really, I want to make the video mainly for my daughter. I'm going to send this link to her so she can check it out. So, Pumpkin, hello, what's up? And I wanted to tell you, Alon, I wanted to tell you that I really was glad to see you. It was nice to see you again, and hopefully I can see you again really soon. I love you very much and miss you, but I'm glad to see you're doing so well. You become a beautiful lady in many ways, and you've gotten really smart. I mean, you were smart before, but you've gotten smarter, and that's cool to see. It's cool to see you becoming sharper and smarter and just cooler and just awesome. More like me, I guess. Guess you could say. Yeah. But anyway, no, really though, you're cool. It's awesome to see how cool you are, and I hope that one day soon that you can meet a lot of my friends here because everybody really wants to see you. All of my friends, different places. I got friends in a few different countries now, and they really want to meet you. They're looking forward to seeing you one day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you get out too and get around the world or get across this great big earth and meet as many people as I have. I've only been to 10 different countries, and it just doesn't seem like enough. There's always more to see, more to learn, more to do. But anyway, I'm still suffering a little bit from a couple of illnesses. One is the whooping cough. You know, some of you might know that I had whooping cough. I mentioned it. I made a couple of videos about it. That still hasn't gone away. I still have that issue. So that's been going on now for like, I don't know, 4 months or something. And recently, several weeks ago, I came down with a cold. It was pretty bad cold. So I had both those at the same time. You know, for any of you who know whooping cough, if you have whooping cough and then you get a cold on top of that, it's just terrible. I mean, whooping cough is bad enough as it is, but when you have that and you have a cold and you get congestion and you're coughing, sore throat, lots of crap, it sucks and it's terrible. But right as I started to kind of get over that, I took my trip to the U.S. So around 10 days ago, 10 or 11 days ago, I flew to the U.S. to see Alon, to see you, Pumpkin, for your birthday. And around that time, I was starting to feel better. But as soon as I flew back to Seattle to begin my trip back to China, as soon as I started to do that, I started to get sick again. By the time I was on the plane to go back to Shanghai, my throat was killing me. And I was coughing nonstop and blowing my nose. The flight back was just terrible. I really wanted to just jump off the plane. I felt so bad. I thought, man, this is sucky. This is terrible. I couldn't sleep. I watched some movies and stuff, but I felt just awful. And I drank a lot of water, but it didn't seem to do too much. But anyway, now I'm at the tail end of that. That was basically what I believe to be kind of a relapse because I never fully got over the cold before, but then I got another one, so I just think it's kind of a relapse of the first one. And anyway, my throat is still not better. Still got the congestion. Still got the whooping cough thing. If I cough hard, it's difficult to breathe in. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, this will be gone or mostly gone. We'll just have to wait and see. That's what I'm hoping. But I did want to let you know that I've already booked my tickets and hotels and stuff, my flights and hotels for Japan. I'm going back to Japan. This will be my 10th trip, my big number 10th trip to Japan, and it will be for Christmas. So this will be my second Christmas in Japan, and I'm going to spend it again in Tokyo. But there will be a couple of things about this trip that are special that I haven't done before. One is I'm taking several friends with me. Four of my close friends, one friend is really close to me, and another friend who's kind of close to me, and then a couple of other people that I know that are good people. The four of us, the five of us, we're gonna go together. But they've never been to Japan. These are my Chinese friends. They're gonna go with me. They just got their visas approved just a couple of days ago. So congratulations to them. It's not always easy as a Chinese person to get a visa to go to a place like Japan. Usually you have to prove you have at least around $16,000 or $17,000 in your bank account, and you can't touch that money while you're in Japan. Plus, you usually have to book through an agent and go with a tour group. You can't just go by yourself. You can't get a visa and go by yourself. And for those of you who don't know what a visa is, I'm not talking about a credit card. I'm surprised and shocked at the amount of people that don't understand when I say visa. They literally think, what does a credit card have to do with going to another country? I'm not talking about a credit card. You know what a passport is. Excuse me, I'm talking so much that my throat is killing me. Give me a moment. Yeah, it's good stuff. This is coffee from Thailand. That's right. And I'm drinking it out of my really cool Starbucks anniversary cup that I got. It's a limited edition. I don't see it anywhere for sale, but I found one and got it out of the store. It's awesome. But I digress. Hang on a second. That's the stuff right there. Okay, now my throat feels a little nicer. So what I'm saying is, in your passport, if you want to go to another country, often, well, it actually depends. I say often, but it depends on which country you're from. Being from the US, we actually have one of the most powerful passports in the world, and what that means is we can go to many countries very easily. Some countries, like Japan, for example, I can go as an American. We don't need any visa. You just need to have a round-trip ticket. So if I show up, they want to know some basic information. So if you're ever going to go to Japan and you're American, you should pay attention to this part where you should have your information for your return flight, because they don't always know it. They want to see it, so you can show it to them. You can have it printed out before you go. If you don't, make sure you have it at least on your phone. You can show it to them. I've done that before. It's okay. Just show it to them. So they know. Sometimes they know your flight came in. They know you have a return flight. They can see it, and they don't ask. It depends on where you go. I've had people ask, and I've had people that don't ask. So just letting you know, be prepared. The other thing is they will ask you where you're going to stay. And you should have filled this out on your form on the plane before you land. If you don't get one, you need to try to ask the flight hostess for one. If they don't have them, then you can get one when you get to the airport. But you need to know the phone number, the address, and the name of the hotel where you're going to stay. You need to put that in. So they will ask you for that information. So you should be prepared and know that. But the other thing is, you got to have a visa. And I don't think you're actually... I'm sorry. Let me back up. As an American, you don't need a visa for Japan, but you need to know that other information. My Chinese friends, that's different. Their passports are different, okay? So the passports in China are actually not that powerful. So there are only so many countries that you can go to either without a visa or easily get a visa. And a visa is basically it's permission to go to a country, okay? That's what a visa is. I'm not talking about a Visa card. I'm talking about a visa. It can be like a little sticker that goes in your passport, or a big sticker that goes in your passport. The Chinese visa takes up a whole page in your passport. Whenever you get the sticker from Japan on arrival, as an American, it's a small one. It looks like a big stamp that goes inside, and I've got 9 of those in my passport because I've been 9 times. I'll get my 10th one next month. But when I come into China, I have a visa, so they just stamp my passport. You know, when I come in and when I leave, you know, they stamp it so it has the date on it. But anyway, they got their visas approved, so they're all going to be able to go. So all five of us are going to go to Tokyo, and I'm going to be kind of like the tour guide. I'm planning the trip. I've booked our hotels. Actually, I booked our flights too. I'm like the complete package, the travel agency, travel guide, and all that stuff, tour guide, everything all in one. I picked the hotels. They pretty much trusted me to do that. We're gonna. I know it sounds a little strange. For 1 week, we're gonna stay in three different hotels, but the reason for that is because the hotel we're gonna be staying at for most of the week, uh, they didn't have a room available on the first night. And so the first night we're going to stay at a hotel that's very close to where we will arrive. So when we get off the bus, we'll be near a certain station, and we're going to walk from that station to the hotel, which is very close by. We'll stay one night at that hotel, and it's in an area that my friend Peter wants to see. So we're going to just kind of stay in that area, walk around, look around, and then the next day will be Christmas Eve. We're going to head out to Mount Fuji. So that's going to be really cool. This is the cool thing. So one is my four friends going with me. I've never done that before. The second thing is I get to see Mount Fuji up close. I've never seen it up close. I've only seen it from a distance. So we're going to stay at a place where we can have a beautiful view of Mount Fuji. So we'll spend Christmas Eve at Mount Fuji. Christmas morning, I'll be at Mount Fuji. I think that's really cool. I think it's really awesome. And then after, I think probably we'll have either a special breakfast and then get ready to leave, or we'll have lunch and then leave and go back to Tokyo. And then we'll spend another 4 days in Tokyo. We won't come back until right before New Year's. So we'll spend 7 days in Japan. And this is the first time I will have spent such a long time in Japan at once. Since a few years ago when I lived in Japan for 3 months. Because usually when I go, I'm only gone for like 4 days at a time. I'll go for 4 days and come back, go for 4 days and come back just to relax. But this will give me an opportunity to, plan something, plan a schedule every day. We're going to do different things. Each person in the group has some things they want to do, and they've been giving me that information. So I'm just going to take all of that information and plan each day. So I'm going to try to fill the days up with a good plan, but try to my best to make it where it's not too busy, where we don't pack in too much. I don't want to be like go 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 go, but also for them, a couple of them think maybe this is the only time they'll get to go to Japan, so they really want to see and do as much as possible. But at the same time, I don't want us to be like run 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 go 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 crazy crazy crazy. So a couple of days are going to be special. Christmas Christmas Eve, we'll have a sunset at Mount Fuji. We'll get to see that, and then breakfast Christmas morning. Then we'll come back to Tokyo and have a special Christmas dinner that day. And I'm planning that, and also planning a surprise, which I won't talk about just in case one of them sees the video. It's just a special show that I want to book and take them to. It'll be pretty cool. I did try to book or get the tickets for Studio Ghibli. In Tokyo, but as always, they're booked out, and I can't get a hold of those. But anyway, let me take a look at this here. I don't know. Okay, there. Yeah, my hat straight. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks. No problem. There's nothing like talking to yourself when you're doing a live YouTube video. According to the screen here, there's no one watching, which I'm not surprised. I don't have that many subscribers. What if I do a live Facebook video? I definitely have people watching and commenting and stuff like that. But the reason I chose to do this on YouTube is because I'm going to send the link directly to my daughter, to you, Alon. So I think it'd be easier for you to view on YouTube than trying to put it on Facebook. The other reason is that I've tried to live stream Facebook here, and it just isn't working. The internet in China has been pretty crappy, especially over the past several months. even with connecting a VPN, it's been sucking and it doesn't work so well. It seems a little easier to connect and do the live stream or the videos to YouTube. So that's okay. But anyway, for any of you others who are watching or interested, I'll just tell you that, and I did tell my daughter this, and so maybe you remember this. You should remember this already, but I don't come back to the U.S. very often. I've only been back to the USA twice since I've been here, and time kind of flies, I guess, maybe. And I've been here I've been abroad for close to 5 years now. In a few more months, in just 3 months, I'll have been abroad for 5 years. So in the past almost 5 years, I've only been back to the U.S. 2 times. But the only reason I came back for the trip a couple of weeks ago was because my daughter told me that she wanted to see me. So that's important to me, and I want to make that point very clear. I love you very much, and I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, if you need me, you just have to call me. I've made it pretty easy for you to contact me, and you know how to do that, so it's no problem. But for the rest of you, I'll give you kind of an update on what I did, because when I'm living and traveling abroad, I like to see places. Even in China, it's easy and cheap to go to many places, and I just make a little trip over here or over there or whatever. And there's something over there. Let's go look at it, and I'll go over there. But every time I go somewhere, I buy something for my daughter. That's my rule. If I go to Hong Kong, I've been to Hong Kong a lot, and that's why when I went to see her, I brought her several things that are from China, because I go to many places in China. But if I go to a new city, I buy something for her. I always buy something for my daughter. So if I go to a new city in Japan, I buy something for her. I went to Hiroshima, I bought something for her. I went to Fukuoka, I bought something for her. I go to Tokyo. I've been to Tokyo several times, but I always buy something for her. Hong Kong, I buy something for her. Go to Thailand, I buy something for her. Anywhere I go that's new, I always buy something for her. That's what I believe that I should do. I want her to see these places and experience them as much as possible without even having been there. But when I was about 17 years old, I got to go to Europe for the first time, and I consider myself really, really lucky to have some awesome people around me. My friend in high school his name is Steele. I really wish I could talk with Steele. I don't know what he's doing right now, but back then I had several friends. Steele was one of my friends, and I spent a lot of time with him. And his grandmother really, really, she just, it's hard to explain her, because she had such a big heart. And I was shocked when they told me that she wanted to pay for me to go to Europe, and I didn't know what to say, because I've never had anybody do stuff like that for me before. And so when I think about it now, just like when I think about it often, I often think about it, but when I do think about it, I really want to express my gratitude on a deeper level now that I'm an adult. But she's been gone for many years, and so of course that's not possible. So I guess I'd kind of like to acknowledge that, and something that I want my daughter to know. Alon, I would like for you to know, and I can tell anybody else too who's listening. But my speech teacher would have killed me for saying so much. So I need to stop that. I need to cut that out. But when I was in high school and I got the opportunity to go to Europe, and she paid for that, she told me that she just wanted me to write about it, write about my experience and share that with her, share it with other people. And it would be awesome if she could see what I can do now. Because back then, internet, what? No, we weren't using it. So there's no such thing as just sharing it in a video or something like that. But here I am now sharing it with you, and I can tell you, I can tell my daughter, I can tell you, Alon, I can tell everyone else that if there's something within you that keeps you from getting out there and doing something, it doesn't have to be travel, it can be anything, it doesn't matter what it is, you can do it. Because I promise you that in the beginning, it seems like a mountain. And I don't mean just a mountain because anybody thinks, well, it's just a mountain. I can go around it, just kind of go around it. But even if I have to go through it or over it, I can maybe find a safe way. But I don't mean like a regular mountain. When you look at it, maybe it's like a fantasy type mountain where you see monsters, you see wild animals, and you see fights and treacherous things, and you think it's very dangerous. That's the way you view something like travel to another country or living in another country or going to a school in another city. But it could be something even smaller than that. It could be, just talking to the boss. It could be confronting somebody over something. It could be telling your parents what you really want to do in life. It could be, sharing something with your spouse, with your husband or wife. It could be anything. But I can tell you from actual experience that meeting your fear, actually going out and meeting your fear face to face, causes you to realize that there was nothing to be afraid of in the first place. Absolutely nothing. And that is the truth. When I left and came to China, from that point, I've lived in Thailand for a month. I've lived in Japan for a few months. I've traveled to other countries. I've been to Vietnam. I've made the long, incredibly long, terrible flight from the U.S. to China 4 times, back and forth, and it's no fun to make that long flight. But there's good reason for making those flights, and they're gone just like that before you can blink. But actually going to another country, selling all your stuff, giving away your stuff, whatever, giving away your car, selling it or whatever, and moving to another country, it seems scary at first, but after you do it, it becomes commonplace, just like crossing a very busy road. I've never lived in a very busy city, big, really busy city. Like if in the U.S. it'd be kind of like New York, busy roads and stuff like that, and you're trying to cross the road. But when I first lived in Guangzhou, which is a really big city in China, crossing the street is very, very scary, because if you think drivers are bad in your city, and if you're from the U.S. and you think the drivers are bad in your city, you have no idea what it's like being in a city in China, because a lot of people are not following the rules. And so when you cross the road, you've got a green light, you're supposed to cross, you're supposed to have right of way, and there will be cars that honk at you to get out of the way, and they'll come through and they expect you to get out of the way. And of course, my Chinese friends always stop and back up, whoa, and they let the cars go. But I don't do that. I just walk in front of them. They see me and they stop. Now, if they try to honk at me, then I'll point at them, and they're like, oh, or sometimes they'll say, oh, they'll laugh and they'll say, oh yeah, I know. But they know they're breaking the rule, but they do it anyway. But my point is, when the traffic is very, very busy and you're not used to that situation, you feel like no matter what you do, you're going to get ran over. That's what you feel like, because you're not used to it. It feels a little scary. But it doesn't matter, because over time, you get the hang of it, and then it becomes second nature. You're not afraid of it anymore. You realize how to do it. And it's not that big of a deal. It just seems scary in the beginning because you don't understand it. You don't know what's going on. You don't know where people are coming from. You don't know where to look. You don't feel very safe. You feel vulnerable. But you realize after a few months, I got this. And you stop thinking about it. You just know what to do. And then you realize there was nothing to be afraid of. I mean, obviously you want to be careful when you're crossing the road. You want to learn the right way to do it. But the whole reason you were scared is because you just didn't know. That's all. You just didn't know. But now you do know. And so you're not scared anymore. So what were you really scared of? Really, think about it. Think about it while I drink some more coffee. It's good stuff. Pardon me, but I really do need to take a break for a minute. Too much talking. Mm. Okay, that's a little better. Wow, I've been talking my head off. 25 minutes. I don't think anybody's gonna watch all of this video. And Punkin, if you actually watched all of this, God bless you, because you must be very bored. But anyway, what else? What else is on my mind? Oh yeah, well, I just wanted to kind of wrap that up, I guess. No matter what you've got on your mind, you can do it. And part of this, I'm talking to myself because I'm really strongly considering some major changes right now, especially in the next few months. Not right now, not immediately, but next year. Making some big changes next year. And in order to make those changes, oh man, still a little fat. I haven't been exercising because of this illness. Gained a little weight. But anyway, I'm strongly considering some changes next year, and those changes seem a little scary because it's not that I haven't done those things before, because in a way I have, but I haven't done it in this way. And this way, I'm making a plan, I'm preparing several months in advance, and it's a risk, but it's a calculated risk, and I'm really hoping that it works out for the best. And the only way to do it is to jump in. So to plan it, you can plan it and you can prepare, but then when it comes go time, you actually have to do it, you know? And that's the thing. There's a big difference between speculating, theorizing, and then actually doing the Nike thing, you know, just do it. But I really feel like more and more I'm getting to a point with my time here, here being specifically in China, that is getting time for me to move on. And I'm thinking that's next year. But unless something changes, excuse me, unless something changes, that's the way I'm leaning. But anyway, and don't get excited about, if you think I'm coming back to the U.S. That's not going to happen. It's not in my it's not my plan at all to come to the U.S. So if you think I'm just going to surprise everybody and move back, there's no way. Even if I did move to the U.S., I have no intention of ever living in Louisiana again. It's just too hot there. I can't take that unbearable heat. That's why I moved north in China, because I was in Guangzhou for a while, and down there it's really hot and humid. Can't stand that weather. I thought, why am I here? I don't have to be there. I can be anywhere I want. And so I moved further north. But actually, this is not even far enough north for me, at least during the summer, because July and August around here is pretty warm, too warm. So I'd rather be somewhere a little cooler. But other than those 2 months, you know, the weather's not too bad around here. The main issue that I have around here is the pollution. Because even though the pollution is not as bad here as most places I've seen, especially the big cities, it's still just not as good as it should be. It's just not what it to be, what I need it to be, want, desire, need. So my plan for next year is to get into a place that's beneficial mostly for my mind and for my body, so I can focus on my own business, which I really want to do more and more. I want to spend more time focused on that, and improving my health, becoming happier, and having a very loving, successful relationship. So right now, I don't know how many of you know that I had a girlfriend here, but yeah, Melanie, that's right. No one is watching me, but it's okay. Thank you for letting me know. I already know that. I can see it on the screen, but thank you. Um, this video is mainly for my daughter. If you probably didn't see earlier in the video I was talking about, I just wanted to make a video to kind of update everybody, update her and friends and family on what's going on, so they can watch it later. It'll be available later on, so it's okay. But thank you for watching. But you said no one is watching, but you're watching, so you're somebody. So it's okay. Cool. One person is enough. Later, I'll just send the link to my daughter so she can see that, and I'll post the link on Facebook so my friends can view. It's kind of late right now, so I thought it would be faster to just do the live video instead of trying to do the video offline and then upload it later. So, I mean, for me, it's almost 1:30 in the morning. But anyway, what I was saying is that my girlfriend and I, she's Chinese, and we were together here for almost 2 years, and we known each other for over 2 years. But we separated a few months ago, and from that point forward, I just started having some physical problems, like some discs in my neck. I started acting up. I had a lot of acupuncture, massage, and neck traction to get that worked out. It took a couple months for that to feel better. But then by the time that got worked out, I came down with the, I had come down with whooping cough, and that got pretty bad. And honestly, just for over 4 months, I've just been nonstop sick, which is very strange because it's never happened to me before, and it's not normal. Over the past several years, it's been normal for me to go the whole year either without being sick at all or being sick just one time. So, that's just the way it goes. But anyway, other than that, there's not much else to say. I've got my website I'm working on, but as always, I just want to make some films, and that's for those of you who are wondering, why am I not making films? Why am I not working on that? Well, that's very simple. If you really want to make a film, you need some people who are talented in certain areas. You need some talented crew, and you need some talented actors and actresses. You don't need a lot of people, but you need some people who know what they're doing if you want to make something of quality. And also, you don't have to have the best equipment, but you need to have some equipment. I have a little bit. I mean, you can't see them right now, but I do have some new lights. I've got them up here. Just turn them around right quick. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm using my phone, my OnePlus 3, reversed to make this video. So I think the quality is really good. It's just a phone. I do have a camera in there, a DSLR, but it's not full frame, so I can't make a really good motion picture quality movie with that. So you should know that it takes money to make a movie, even a low budget movie. You need some money. And I just don't have the kind of money that I need to get the people that I need to make a good film. And so I realized that, you have to do what's called scaling up. You start here, and then you start to climb one step at a time. That's called scaling up. Make it bigger and bigger. So how do I get to here? Right here would be like making a film that I want to make and actually pay people to help me make that film, Well, I can't do that right now. I'm more like here. I'm not at the bottom, but I'm kind of here. But each step to me is like this. Take the money that I do have and put that into business, internet business, and build that up. When that gets to a certain point, I can either choose to scale it up faster, or I can sell it off. If I sell it off, then I'll have a big chunk of money, and I can use that money for bigger business. And then on that bigger business, that money will come in even bigger. And at this point, then I have the money that I need to make a film. And if you're thinking you're just going to have 20 or 50 million dollars to make a film, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't even need $1 million to make a quality film. Since I've been in China, I've realized, hey, I don't have to have so much money to make a good quality film. I know the cameras and the equipment that I need, but I don't even need to buy that stuff. I can take that money and put it into the crew. There are crews that I can hire. I've met people here. I can even do this in Japan. It doesn't matter. It would be a little more expensive in Japan, but I can still do it. There are crews that have all the equipment that I need. I don't need to buy the equipment. Just need to have the money to hire the crews. So I'm a good writer. Actually, I'm a great writer. I write great stuff. I believe that. It's the whole reason why I was able to go to Europe in the first place, because she saw that I was able to write really good stuff, and she wanted me to write about my trip. So I believe that that's my strength, and since that's my strength, take that with my ability to direct people, something I still haven't had big opportunities to do. So building that money and scaling it up to a certain point creates that opportunity. If you have the money, then you can create the time and you can have the project. So write the story, and I've already got lots of stories I can choose from. Once I get to that point, I've got that money. Doesn't have to be a lot, but it has to be a minimal where I can get freed up. Just do that. I can start making films, focus on that. So that's my plan. I get some strange questions from some of my friends or family or whatever back in the U.S. and they say, you know, why did you? Because I was in Guangzhou teaching English, and they said, why did you go to China to teach English? I thought you wanted to make movies. It doesn't make any sense. They don't see any connection. But they didn't say that while I was in Louisiana. While I was there working in cabinets, and they knew that I wanted to make movies. They didn't say, Brandon, why do you work in cabinets? Because that has nothing to do with movies. They never said that to me there. But as soon as I went abroad, they think I'm abandoning my dream to go teach English or something over in China. But they don't see the steps that I'm creating. And it did take me a while to formulate a good plan and figure out exactly what to do. But I finally got it, and it's growing. It's growing. It's moving up. But I just need to focus and spend more time on that, and that's the main reason why I'm looking next year to make a move and move beyond here, because for my health and for my mental health and my body, my physical health, my spiritual health even, and also my success in my business and career, I think I must. If you know anything about the internet here, it's highly censored. And I read that in 2012, around that time, about 13% of all the websites were censored, blocked in China. But now it's well over 30%. It's almost tripled since then. And of course, all the sites that I really want to access are blocked, and you have to have some kind of way to get around it. But more and more, that becomes difficult. So this is nonsense to me. And one of the reasons why I left the U.S. is because I will not allow a government to just tell me what I can and can't do. In the U.S., they say it's free, but it's not. Not really. They say that you're free, but you're not. And if you're not taking stuff away from somebody else and you're not hurting someone else, then the government should leave you alone. But they don't. And so I refused to accept that. So I left. But here you've got the same thing, just in a different way. Some things are a lot freer than they are in the U.S. People say freedom all the time in the U.S., but really there's a lot of stuff you don't have any idea about that goes on here. Here, there's a lot more personal freedom on a lot of levels that don't exist in the U.S. So, I can make a long list, but I'm not going to go into all that tonight. But you haven't lived here, I have. And I can tell you for a fact that if you don't care about political stuff, then there's a lot more personal freedom in China than there is in the U.S. And that's just a fact. Okay, anybody who's lived here will tell you that that's true. If you can't see that and you're like, America, well, I can't teach you because you're closed-minded and brainwashed. But it's okay. I know the truth. But the main things that bug me are related to censorship and internet stuff, because the kind of work that I want to do on the internet, which is really just selling tools on Amazon, why should that be difficult? Why should it be difficult for me to access that on the internet? It shouldn't be. And because it is a little difficult these days, then I don't have to accept that. I can just move on. So I can go somewhere. I can go to another place and get that access that I want, and that's what I plan to do. I just need to decide when and how. So it's a big change, but it's okay. I can do it. Anyway, I think I got to get up in about 7 hours. So I think I can get some good sleep if I get on to bed now. It's after 1:30 a.m. And if you stuck through this whole video, you are an amazing person. Or really, really bored. I don't know. I guess my one visitor is gone. I can't see. Let's see. No. Melanie. Melanie, are you still there? Maybe not. I guess you just stopped by to tell me that nobody was watching me. Thank you for that. It makes me feel good. I'll just have some more coffee. 好吃. Oishii. If you don't know what those things mean, it basically means the same thing. It means delicious in Chinese and in Japanese. So it's 好吃 Chinese, 美味しい in Japanese. But I can just say delicious. For those of you who are movie buffs, you should recognize what movies that's from. If you do, I'll send you $1 by PayPal. Delicious. But only one person, the first person who says it, the first person who can tell me what movie that's from, I'll send you $1 in PayPal. Just let me know your email address for PayPal, and I'll send it over to you. Also, maybe I'll send you an extra $1 because if you actually heard this and then answered the question, that means you watched over 40 minutes of me talking about junk. You are a strong person. Congratulations. I'm so sorry that you have no one else but me right now, but that's still pretty cool. Anyway, love all you guys and gals, and Alon, if you watched all this, I love you very, very much. You're my #1 gal. Mwah! Mamada. I love you. And I will update you guys and gals later. Have a good morning or night or whatever it is, wherever you are. My friends in other countries, wherever you are. Hope to see you again soon. Always happy to see you. Send me a message, and all that good stuff. Anyway, how do I stop it? Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, finish. There's a button right there, right there. It says finish, so I'm going to click finish. All right, all right. 再见, 加net. Talk to you later. Bye bye.